One game down from Las Vegas, but now it is the main event featuring the last two Big 3 champions. Battle of early unbeaten triplets and power here from Orleans Arena on CBS. And welcome back inside. Ed Cohen with Avery Johnson. Good early win for Trilogy here today. But yes, we've been waiting for this matchup. You could say it's 2 years in the making.
Yeah, there's no David in this matchup. Two Goliaths. And when you talk about two outstanding coaches, Nancy Lieberman, Lisa Leslie, but also ISO Joe and Cuttino Mobley, this is must-see TV, ladies and gentlemen. Two powerhouse teams in the Big 3.
The Big 3, 2 years ago, it was about the summer of ISO Joe. As we look at our roster breakdown for the triplets, presented by PNC Bank, has the entire group back without Jefferson and Gennaro Pargo as well. ISO Joe has led the triplets in all 11 games they've ever played in scoring. And Avery, when you think of overdraft protection, you start with the 7-time NBA All-Star.
Yeah, definitely. And ISO Joe was the Week 1 MVP. He just basically started where he left off. He's just so dynamic in the way he can score the ball. You know, off the dribble, spot up three-point shots. He knows when to use his body against bigger or smaller defenders. He makes tough shots, contested shots.
As for power, the PNC Bank roster breakdown, they do not have Glenn Davis or Dusan Bullitt available here today, so a couple of changes for power, but they are led by their captain. Our overdraft protection spotlights Cuttino Mobley.
Yeah, Cat really got off to an unbelievable start. He made 6 threes in the game in Week 1, so his pinpoint accuracy from behind the three-point line really helped him get off to a good start. I would think they're going to try to make him play inside the three-point line this week, so we'll see what type of adjustments Lisa Leslie makes. But Cat's been a legend of the Big 3 since the first season.
Hit the game winner for the Ship in 2018. Power winning under Nancy Lieberman. 2 years ago, Lisa Leslie winning with the triplets. John Sally knows the thing about winning championships. Let's go to Spider with the two head coaches in this one. John?
That's right. I'm sitting here with the champion from 2018, and then we got Lisa Leslie, who was the champion 2019. This is the ring. This is pretty nice.
It's beautiful. We're very thankful to have had the opportunity to win the championship, and we're really excited that the Big 3 is back. But you know what happens as you're a champion, Nancy's a champion, is what have you done for me lately? It's 0-0. We're 1-0. Somebody's going to walk away not winning today, and we got to start all over. We're going to appreciate this, but we got work to do.
Well, somebody left this on the ground, so Nancy, I'm taking it.
Hey, these are really beautiful rings. Congratulations. But Lisa said it's a different year. You got to come bring it every year. You set the bar high. There's expectation. And I couldn't think of a better game for two friends to compete against with our teams.
Well, thank you guys for the interview. Go kill each other.
Said by a true bad boy. Thank you, John. Avery, this is a captivating matchup, and it's worth noting that the triplets had lost just once in their franchise history. That was against Power Week 5 2 years ago in Kansas City. Corey Getty hit the game winner. He's no longer around, but safe to say that they're trying to get a little bit of revenge here in Week 2.
And we're going to pay close attention to these two outstanding coaches. And they're two of the more animated coaches in the league. Don't expect them to sit down much. As a matter of fact, both of them are standing to start the game.
Well, the first two female head coaches in a men's professional league, Lisa Leslie and Nancy Lieberman. And both champions. There's Lady Magic on one side. And here's ISO Joe.
Yeah, Lisa's been all over the place. She coached the WNBA All-Stars the other night.
She is getting her money's worth on a week in Las Vegas. WNBA All-Star game, caught Team USA in the stands. She'll be with us on the broadcast tomorrow on CBS. Royce White, nice finish and first points for Power.
And see, that's by design from Nancy Lieberman. The best way to try to slow down a really good offensive player is not just what you do on defense when you're defending him, but making him work when he's on the defensive end. So that was a set play to try to attack ISO Joe.
ISO Joe, hope for his first two. And you mentioned by design, Nancy Lieberman put so much into the preparation with her team and Power as we get an offensive foul to back down on White.
Yeah, White was trying to take advantage of Pargo in that situation, but sometimes instead of backing the player down from behind the three-point line in that situation, move it and then run to the post and get a deeper post position to stay away from those offensive fouls.
Joe Johnson to Pargo. And loose ball foul on the other side. White, ISO Joe. That's number 2 on Royce White. Avery, Big 3 history here in season 4. That's Gerda Gatling. Today her debut as an official, the first female official in league history.
You make it all kind of history here with the Big 3 of this league. I love this season.
Congrats to Gerda.
But that's three fouls.
Yep.
Whoa, that's 3 fouls.
He's got the jersey
On Royce White.
So he has to sit the rest of the half, and he was teed up. And this is big because Power's undermanned. No Glenn Davis, no Dusan Bullet. They added Derek Byers and Abdoulaye Ndoye, but it's not the usual 5 for Power today.
What a tough start, even though Power's up, 2-0. Those 3 fouls now. Royce has to sit the rest of the half. Technical foul didn't hurt. Didn't help him, rather. It looks pretty clean, and that's why he kind of lost his composure a little bit.
Gino Mobley, Joe Alexander trying to settle him down, but they've got to push forward. Find a way against ISO Joe, Al Jefferson, and Pargo. Little drop step, won't go over Alexander. Mobley shakes free. Avery, good D between a couple of Big 3 veterans. Alexander can't beat the shot clock.
It'll be interesting to see how much space Mobley has to operate, because he's playing with 2 guys that really don't have any three-point range. So that the floor shrinks a lot.
Pargo step back, knocks it down for 3 in the face of Mobley.
That's the beauty when you're in situations like that. Guys just go to their pet move, a move that they've made, a million times in their career, that they have a lot of confidence that they can make it at a high rate.
They'll pull the chair on him, and Johnson scoops up and finishes.
That's one of the moves Charles Barkley made famous, pulling the chair. Not because he was a great defender, by the way.
Whatever it takes. ISO Joe on the board. Mobley, not yet. Pargo on the drop-off. So Ndoye just called up to Power, seeing some very important minutes early on. ISO Joe off the clear, and Ndoye clears this one.
Now Ndoye, he's just going to be utilized here as a pick and roller.
On cue, and he's going to get a 2-point shot. All right, Johnsons, how do you do it?
The way us Johnsons do it is when we are in a bad way against an offensive player in the post where he's falling, we just pull the chair and allow him to fall, get the steal, and convert the basket.
That's how you flatten a guy named Joe, if you're Joe. Alexander getting the worst of it from Johnson, as Ndoye leaving a couple of points at the foul line.
Us Johnsons, we have to stick together. We may be related somewhere.
You do. The baby products, at the very least. Got that down pat. Bit of a sloppy start. Johnson against Alexander. ISO Joe. He's getting decent looks.
Yeah, but I think in that situation, Joe was so deep, he could have caught the ball and went right into his move. He was a little hesitant there. Maybe he was off balance. But as game wears on, you'll see Joe just basically finish that on catch and shoot.
Coutinho Mobley, the shot after all these years. 11 NBA seasons, he's 45 now. Big 3 veteran, but it still looks awfully good.
Yeah. I just think the lack of depth is really going to affect Power, especially with Royce White getting those 3 fouls early in the game. And that's why after your first foul, sometimes if guy has you in a bad way, it's easier to just allow him to attempt the shot, contest it without fouling.
Mobley posted up, didn't hit the rim. Jefferson able to get the hook shot to drop.
Yep, smart play, ball didn't hit the rim.
Those little things, because it's first 25, gets to halftime. But without Royce White, you love to stay within striking distance before the break. It's the power.
And in the Big 3, this is not about trying to get guys playing time. You know, we have benchmarks here. And the first 1 to 50 wins the game.
That's it. Big by 2. Pargo on the switch was open. Gets his own miss. Alexander didn't have to clear, but he does.
Yeah, that was a great idea by Pargo with the behind-the-back pass. It just couldn't complete it.
Endoy not there. 9-6 triplets in this matchup of the last 2 champions in the Big 3. The fake, ripped out. Jefferson, no. Endoy, yes.
You know, throughout Al's career, he's been a pump fake specialist. I mean, he and Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf there, and Joe Johnson, they all are crafty with that fake. He just couldn't complete it. I know he wishes he had that one back again.
Many forget how good Al Jefferson was in his prime. He was All-NBA 13 with the Bobcats in Charlotte in 2014. On the roll, fouled hard as Mobley was just hanging on for dear life.
That's one of Triplet's really cute plays. It's set up with a little dribble handoff, flip back to Pargo. Al sets the screen. Here it is, and then he rolls, and he put the there's no backside help, because then the defender really doesn't want to help off of Joe Johnson. So if you get 2 on the ball, it's basically impossible to guard.
We know what Joe Johnson can do as a scorer. But Avery, when you have players who present such difficulties to match up with, like Jefferson, that's a game changer in the Big 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And Joe is he's more than a scorer. He knows how to space the floor. He's an underrated passer.
Joe Alexander coming off a 10-point game in week 1. Joe Johnson easing into this one.
Yeah, really disappointing. You can tell by his reaction. We can't repeat it on the air, on CBS. But
how about Mobley and Power? It's an 8-0 run and our first break here in Game 2 in Vegas.
Very intense to start this game. It showed by Royce White his intensity to start the game, both offensively and defensively, which led to 3 fouls, and now he's on the bench.
Coming up next, we move from the court to the course at Midland County Country Club. Live coverage of the LPGA Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. It's coming up next here on CBS. Scoring this one in Game 2 from Las Vegas, it's Power that's taken the lead over the Triplets. Joe Johnson, the Microsoft Player of the Week from Week 1. Avery at 27. A lot of worthy competitors for Player of the Week. Tino Mobley hit 6 threes, but ISO Joe lifting the Triplets in Week 1.
Yeah, ISO Joe was definitely worthy. I think if Isaiah Briscoe, maybe if this was his 2nd or 3rd year in the Big 3, maybe he would have got a few more votes. I think they made him pay a little bit for being a rookie.
No doubt. What a rookie start, though, for Briscoe. Trilogy, they're 2-0. ISO Joe double teams, spins, and scores, and the foul. Joe Johnson now at 6 and a chance at 3 coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, Power was in a help defensive situation, a little bit of a halfway trap here, and Joe took advantage and spent away from the double team and scored the ball going towards the baseline. You got to keep Joe coming back to the middle where the help is in that situation.
This was during the break. Ty Lue, Clippers head coach, and Chauncey Billups' first NBA coaching job with the Trailblazers with Ice Cube here in Vegas.
Yeah, 2 outstanding coaches. I coached Ty Lue back when I was coaching the Mavericks. You know, championship coach with Cleveland. You know, got injured a lot this year with the Clippers. And then we have Chauncey Billups, you know, NBA champion with the Detroit Pistons. He's going to do a magnificent job with the Trailblazers.
And you think about Chauncey Billups a couple of years ago, he's on this half court. He's in the Big 3. It's a summer. It's where the attention is, but it leads back to whether an NBA bench, back to the league, maybe to the G League. This is a league right now, Avery, the Big 3, where you're attracting a lot of different personalities, types of players, and you just don't know where the road's going to end.
And these guys, you know, Chauncey Billups and you know, Ty Lue, they could be anywhere in Las Vegas today. There's a lot going on in Vegas, but this is a respect level for the Big 3, for Ice Cube, and the purity of the Big 3.
Do I have to keep an eye on you when this is done? Are we going to lose you to Vegas tonight?
No, I'm fine. We talked about golf, you know, coming back out of the break. You know, I played Augusta National twice. Wow. I don't know if you knew that.
That was play.
Good. That was after the great Jim Nance called the Masters. They didn't want me on the course before the Masters.
I expect nothing less. You're with the right network. There's no doubt about it. Got a good one here. Triplets with the ball leading by 1. Step back to a rolling Moon. Get a tie-up between Jamaria Moon and Derek Byers.
Yeah, nice play. When he came over, Byers came over for the help side. He extended his arms upward. He didn't come forward. If he would have clamped down or chopped down in that situation, it would have been a foul. Very good positioning on that closeout.
Alexander, Byers, got it. The 3 over Jamaria Moon. How about power? Down 2 key players. Royce White picks up his 3rd foul, has to sit early. And they lead by 2. ISO Joe, too much.
Now, as the game wears on, you'll see Joe in that situation with Alexander. He'll move him behind the 3-point line and take him off the dribble.
Coutinho Mobley, with the bigger defender on him, drills the 3. Remember, 1st to 25, gets to halftime. Jamaria Moon can't answer. So Byers, Alexander, and Mobley, power. Alexander spins back. Moon climbing the back, and a loose ball foul right underneath.
Yeah, that could have easily been a loose ball foul on Moon. But Byers with the 3, with the easiest 3-pointer on the court from the corners, and then Coutinho continues his 3-point accuracy after making 6 threes in week 1.
Avery, power right now is 8 of 15 shooting. Mobley can't add to it. Allen Anderson, along with Moon and Johnson for the Triplets.
That could have easily been a foul.
Jamaria Moon, not there. If you're Nancy Lieberman, you have to be thrilled where this game is right now.
Yep, definitely thrilled, especially down Royce White.
And Mobley, really strong take, will get a 2-point shot. It seems like, and you don't always get this, between the Hall of Fame coach and the captain, just the perfect combination. We saw that when they captured the title in 2018, and you still feel the Lieberman-Mobley combination is what makes power special.
When you go and talk to these guys off camera, you could, when you're in the company of Nancy Lieberman and Mobley, there's such a love fest and a respect and a trust between a coach and a star player. It's just fun to watch and hear when you're around both of those unbelievable coaches and players.
How about Jamaria Moon on the setup from ISO Joe? A little clock issue here in Vegas. Now we'll get it all squared away. Jamaria Moon won the title with Triplets 2 years ago, was acquired that year mid-season from the Ghost Ballers. Mobley, quick release,
Nice job by Moon that time, closing the window on Mobley to not have a wide open look at that three.
Alan Anderson, you can make the case he has never seen a three-point attempt that he doesn't like. Always willing to shoot.
His foot was on the line, so that was a 2. Alan Anderson, a 4-year starter from Michigan State, led him to the Final Four in 2005.
There are a lot of Final Four trips at Michigan State over the years. Alexander doubles, got free and scores.
Crafty play by Alexander, utilizing the basket.
Year 1 with power for Joe Alexander. ISO Joe for 4. Moon could not save it.
Joe missed that shot, but that was a mistake by Alexander. He was basically daring the reigning MVP to shoot a 4-point shot on his favorite side of the floor.
Mobley's fouled. He'll get a 2-point shot, and if he makes it, that'll get it to halftime. And Alan Anderson not pleased for the triplets.
Yeah, Lisa Leslie wasn't happy. She wasn't happy with that shot. I think she may want to challenge that. She want to challenge it.
Yep, and you only get 1 per half. Might as well use it now. Nancy Lieberman's going to bring the fire between Anderson and Mobley.
Yeah, this is a really good challenge.
Taco Bell bring the fire here in Game 2 from Vegas. Now, if Anderson gets to stop, no points for Power. If Mobley's fouled or hits, then Power gets the points.
And we saw in the first game, Reggie Evans did a nice job of playing defense and got a stop without fouling.
Now the play starts beyond the arc. Mobley for 2, and Anderson gets to stop. A successful bring the fire there.
Nice defense by Anderson. Forced Coutinho right. Coutinho can make that fade away on the baseline. We've seen him make that shot his entire career, but give Anderson credit for playing defense without fouling.
Joe against Joe. Johnson. Mobley backing down, ISO Joe.
Yeah, we just don't have as much movement and cutting right now from both teams to try to generate some easy baskets. You know, backdoor cuts.
That was close. Last touch by Joe Alexander. So matchup of 2 of the best players in the league.
Yeah. Joe's going to try to get to his right side.
Jamario Moon nails it. ISO Joe with the assist. 1-point game.
And remember, you know, in our last season, Jamario Moon was traded to the Triplets, and this was one of the reasons why they needed some more help, but also they thought he could be a guy that can offensive rebound, make some occasional threes.
It hit him! It hit him!
Looked like it was off Alexander, wasn't ready for the pass. And Moon saying, why don't you review this? Let's take a look.
Yeah, Lisa Leslie has a point there. If there's this much confusion, review it.
Now, did Moon get it after it hit off Alexander? Or did it go through the wickets?
Yeah, it looked like it just went through his legs. It looked like a situation when the center in football snaps it to the quarterback and the quarterback doesn't see the ball coming, and it just goes through his legs.
Final drill.
Challenge was not upheld. It's going to be white ball.
All right, so it sticks with Power. Last touch by Moon, and the call on the floor is always so important in those circumstances.
Yes, and it's all about getting it right. That's why I love replay, and especially when you go to the replay booth and it only takes a few seconds, not an entire quarter.
Mobley is going to get a 2-point shot. Again, opportunity to get this game to halftime. And they already used their challenge.
They already used it, and it helps with the transparency. with your fans. They know you're trying to get it right. I love when we can go to the replay booth.
Mobley for the break. And we're there with power. An impressive first half, leading the defending champion triplets 26-23, given the foul trouble with White, given they're missing two of their key guys.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, you know, can Mobley hold up for this entire game? He's breathing a little hard right now, so we'll see with this break. And can he kick it in with his conditioning for the second half?
Halftime of the main event here on this Saturday between the last two Big 3 champions. Power leading by 3 on CBS.
The Big 3 on CBS Sports is sponsored by SuperDraft, the official fantasy partner of the Big 3. Play now at big3superdraft.com.
Lisa Leslie and the triplets. Ring ceremony earlier today in Las Vegas. The defending champions trailing Power at the break 26-23 here on CBS. Don't forget to download the exclusive Big 3 app in the App Store and Google Play Store for exclusive content, highlights, stats, and merch. Download the Big 3 app today. Let's go over to John Sally with Cuttino Mobley. John?
Okay, Cat. You got this team up 3 points on the triplets. Pretty good job.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're a really good team. Really good team. They're very versatile. You know, when Par goes in there a little faster, when Double A's in, you know, they can switch a lot with Moon. But, you know, we're just trying to keep attacking. You know, I'm going to do as much as I can at 45 years old.
45 years, you look great. All right, back to you guys.
Thank you, Spider. And yes, Cuttino Mobley still has it. What a performance by Power. Royce White out with 3 fouls very early in that first half, and they lead by 3.
Yeah, impressive what Cuttino's done, not only in week 1, but to start this game. They always talk about LeBron James, how much money he spends on his body in the offseason to get ready. Cuttino Mobley's in that same mode. When you talk about, you know, how he takes care of his body, but look at the rest of his teammates. It's not all Cuttino Mobley. You know, they have a little bit of everybody contributing. Here's Byers from the three-point line, and he's my X factor going into the second half to provide some reinforcements to help Cuttino Mobley.
Mobley scored 13 in the first half. He was 4 of 12. Joe Johnson scored 10. Took him a while to get going. Also was 4 of 12 from the field. And Royce White picked up the 3 fouls. If you do that, you must sit the rest of the first half. Maybe he makes a difference trying to help Power extend the lead.
Yeah, we'll see if he can play defense without getting those cheap fouls. Definitely don't want to get another technical.
So Pargo, Johnson, and Jefferson for the triplets. White defending, air ball, Johnson right place to twirl it in.
But that's the craftiness of Joe Johnson. You know, he's off the ball, but he's underneath the basket in that situation. And what he did was he gained on the guy that was guarding him with his strength, pushed him out, easy basket for Joe.
White, Mobley, and too much mustard on it. Turnover by Power.
So here, it's Joe underneath the basket. Look at him. He has Alexander sealed, used his strength. That's an easy layup for Joe.
He has led Power, the triplets, in scoring in every game they've ever played. Step back over Alexander. Argo kept it alive. Mobley, White, and Alexander Power.
Now look for Pargo to possibly flop here.
White, the strength, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, see, in a situation like that, when you're a smaller guard, Pargo basically tried to use his, you know, try to be physical, but you're not going to out-tough White in that situation. So you almost need to try to put your chest on him, and if he comes into you, then I won't say flop. But you may need to go down because you're probably going to lose that battle.
What did you say there? Did I hear that word?
No.
Power by 1. Argo over Alexander. Royce White, last year with the enemies. Sizing up ISO Joe. Fall away. No. Johnson called for the foul. He does not like it. And White will get a 2-point shot.
And see, in this situation, Joe Johnson thought he played exceptional defense. He got very, very animated, and the referee did not hit him with a technical. That's what I love about the Big Three. In situations like that, allow the guys to be emotional. They really care about winning. It's not necessarily swallowing your whistle. It's just being smart. Referee understood that, hey, he's just passionate about his defense in that situation.
And something worth noting in the Big Three, Ice Cube has said, if you are teed up, that really could be a detriment to your team because you get a 2-point shot. If you pick up a second technical, it's 2 2-point shots as Pargo can't connect. Rebound White. But the referees give that latitude before you reach that point.
Yes.
How about this matchup? White the spin, can't finish it.
Oh, nice pass.
The flick and the finish for Royce White.
Yeah, that's like a little Pistol Pete Maravich, a little mustard on that hot dog. Nice pass by Alexander. And just being aware in those situations.
Johnson, step back, drills it too easy.
You feel the physicality of the game today. These guys are really bumping each other. And who's going to get worn down first? It's a 3-point game right now. Power's up by 3.
Alexander lining it up. Joe Johnson in for the rebound. Pargo and Johnson played together at Arkansas. Teddy Gibson, Pargo can't connect. Hence the triplets, the trio playing for Nolan Richardson back in the day.
Yeah, I think the triplets, they need to use Al Jefferson a little bit more in the post. I know he came up short one time, but, you know, with that type of a big body, and he's had a career where he's dominated in post-ups. He's not a stretch 5. So, yeah, Joe Johnson is the focal point. Pargo can make a shot. But I think this matchup with Al Jefferson and Alexander.
Little subway push, got the rebound. Johnson against Alexander on the switch. ISO Joe going to work. Fall away. Mobley is fouled on the air ball by Jefferson.
Again, it's just, you know, hand-eye coordination, reaction time. Look at this quick reaction by Alexander, behind the back pass. Just really good teamwork. I know Al Jefferson was disappointed he let one go. He's got, you know, good hands throughout his career in terms of catching the ball and rebounding.
Mobley now at 17. Everything. A lot of people forget Joe Alexander. Played at West Virginia for John Beilein and Bob Huggins. Was picked 8th overall by the Bucks in 2008. A couple of years in the NBA, but mainly overseas and mainly in Israel. 3 to shoot, ISO Joe. Did he get it away? They say he did, but he missed.
Yeah, I don't think he got it off in time. They caught a break there.
White jockeys and scores. Took the smallest Pargo off the dribble.
Pargo's got to be craftier in that situation. You cannot win a physical matchup with Royce White. And Royce is fired up. He spent quite a bit of time on the bench in the first half because of foul trouble, and he's energized now.
Power up by 3 at the break. It's now a 9-point lead. Pargo can't dip into it. White there again.
Al Jefferson's going to have to be more demonstrative and call for the ball in that situation.
White gave it up, but ISO Joe right on back. Here's the game coming up on Triller and Fight TV. Threes Company and the Killer Threes is coming up next from Las Vegas.
Pretty interesting. Our first 2 games, we've had all 4 of the teams undefeated, and now in game 3, both teams are looking to get their first win.
Trilogy winner, game 1 earlier against the 3-headed Monsters. And Power right now leading by 9 against the Triplets. We'd like to send our condolences to a pair of members of our CBS family, producer Ryan Galvin, Associate Director Jason Melnick, both of whom recently lost family members. Ryan and Jason, guys, we're thinking of you here today.
Yeah, it's always tough, you know, when you lose family members, man, and we're praying and thinking of Ryan and Jason. A lot of great memories, and when you have holidays or anniversaries or birthdays, you just think about them even more when they're gone. So we're thinking about Ryan and Jason.
Avery, we built this game as the main event here today because Power won the title 3 years ago in 2018. Triplets winners in 2019. And Power's the only team that's ever beaten the Triplets in the Big 3. That was 2 years ago in Week 5 in Kansas City. And right now, Power, some different guys with Joe Alexander, Royce White now in the mix. It's a 9-point lead here in Vegas.
And even though it's a 9-point lead, this game is going to tighten up at the end. I don't think, you know, Power's going to win this game by double digits. It'll get tighter.
Alexander, the crossover, left it short. ISO Joe against Cat. Anderson denied. Royce White flexing the muscles.
Tell you what, the Triplets, you better stop messing around with Royce White right now. This guy, he's passionate.
Johnson, no, but fouled by White.
When you're in the corner, Royce White understood, you know, in a situation like this, last time, you know, that was an easy three-point shot, closed out. That's when you need your shot fakes and drive to the basket.
Avery, was the worst thing for Power when he picked up his third foul early in the first half. But in some ways, it might have been the best thing because he's come out since the break and he's been that difference maker for Power.
Yeah, but Joe Johnson made Royce White pay the price on that last one by utilizing all of that energy against him by getting him off the floor and finding his way to the free throw line, creating that contact.
ISO Joe with 16 now. Joe Johnson, the Big 3 MVP last season, led the league in scoring and assists. Alexander's run is good, right at Jamario move.
Alexander didn't mess around that time. That was basically the old Tim Duncan rip through and just go to the glass and score.
Timeout on the floor. Game 2 in the balance. And Power with a 38-29 lead. There's ISO Joe. And there's this guy, Joe Alexander, here in Vegas. Don't forget to head over to Triller and Fight TV to watch today's final Big 3 matchup between Threes Company and Killer Threes. Immediately following the CBS broadcast, you'll have chances to win cash and prizes all year long. Scan the QR code now or text BIG to 75303. Sign up for text and enter the Big 3 Bring the Fire promotion. Game 2. Here in Vegas, Power with a 38-29 lead on the defending champion Triplets. Avery Johnson, let's go back to today's monster moment of the game. It's fueled by Terrible's convenience stores, and it was a big call early in this one.
Yeah, here Royce White had already had 2 fouls. This was not a foul. He was animated for a reason. He got called for a technical. I think in that situation, the referee should he should be able to get a technical. What should we do? Call a tech on the ref? He has to do 20 push-ups or something for making that call.
Spoken like a former coach, a former champion, a guy who's lived it. Head coach Avery Johnson, John Sally, our CBS crew. Here's season 4 of the Big 3. And the timeout. Joe to Allen Anderson for 3.
Yep, Allen Anderson, if he doesn't get his shot blocked by Royce White in the right corner, you know, he's 2 for 2 from the 3-point line. But the key for Royce White in the power is keeping your composure.
Alexander got his own miss. Lisa Leslie saying you've got to box out. Move deflecting it out with 10 to shoot for Power.
And see, Joe, that's why he's such a terrific playmaker. He takes what the defense gives him. We call that a penetrating pitch or a driving kick. Different teams have different terminology in that situation.
Mobley beats the shot clock with a deep 3.
There's no way in the world when Joe Alexander's driving that I'm going to help off of Cuttino Mobley. Cuttino saying, hey, don't disrespect me like that.
ISO Joe. That's just good, solid D. Mobley scoops it up and puts it in. White through denial, and Power leads by 11.
If there's a crack or an inch in the situation, Cuttino Mobley's going to take advantage of it.
Joe Johnson, stiff arm, jumper's good, but Avery, in watching Royce White, we have a great look at him when he guards Joe Johnson. He looks as excited as anyone we've ever seen in going one-on-one with ISO Joe.
Yeah, this guy's got a lot of pride. He's accepting the challenge. He knows how good Joe is. And
Mobley again, not that time. Johnson, runner, rimmed out.
In that situation, when Joe goes and drives to the basket, you know, Anderson and Moon, they got to attack the offensive glass. There's no real standing around ball watching here. But now, when Joe Anderson drives, that was a mistake on Anderson's part. Smart play right here by Mobley. Loose ball. First one to the ball always has a chance to win that possession.
Spinorama couldn't finish with the left. Johnson now for 3.
Foul.
Knocks it down! And a chance at a traditional 4-point play for ISO Joe.
And if you want to cut into a deficit, you can make a 3 and get fouled to traditional 4-point play, or you can go to our 4-point shot on either side.
Joe Johnson's hit blackjack. He's got 21. Mobley's led Power with 22.
And right now, the Triplets have 2 guys on the floor with Allen Anderson and Joe Johnson that have 4-point range. You got to guard them all the way out to the 4-point shot. That's why I said, again, you know, Joe makes this basket. They're cutting into this deficit.
The greatest player in the 4-year history of the Big 3. And he's clearly not done yet. Man in his prime, trying to bring Triplets back into this one. Mobley over Moon, can't answer. Anderson, that corner spot of 2. Air ball.
I think Anderson was looking at Royce White a little bit more than he was looking at the basket because he's gotten his shot blocked.
ISO Joe.
Excellent rebound by Alexander.
Joe Alexander ducks, spins. Line drive not there. To the rim, up and under. Beautiful. ISO Joe, and the Triplets are within 3.
But you see the urgency on those rebounds. Sometime early in the games, guys don't sprint to the 3-point line. But look at the urgency after that rebound. Joe, I mean, he accelerated, made a strong move to the basket.
8-0 run for the Triplets. White missed it. Those little things, when Joe Johnson's getting going, are critical.
Yeah, Joe with a nice sweep move. Reverse layup.
Probing, shooting, got it. A 10-0 triplets run. It's a 1-point game.
I don't understand defensively, especially with Moon on the floor. You know, you gotta get down there. You gotta get him some help. You gotta get your defender some help. That's just it's like riding a bike for Joe in that situation.
Alan Anderson fighting the call.
1-point game. He's a 2 heavyweight.
Last 2 Big 3 champions. Earlier this half, Power led by 11. Alexander sizing up Moon. Joe Alexander, sheer strength to finish. Joe Johnson.
Yeah, so in this situation, you can make a decision. Alexander's got to help a little bit here off of Moon.
Crossover and the pull-up drops.
Because if you don't help, Joe's going to put you in the blender. That's like an old N1 Knicks videotape. It's like a video game for Joe Johnson. Make him a passer.
Cat over Anderson. Moon with the rebound. Triplets can take the lead.
There's no secret where this ball is going.
ISO Joe over Cat. Big rebound, Alexander. Power 45, Triplets 44. The drive. Look out. Johnson. Now he's open. Nails it. ISO showtime.
Here we go.
Avery, first lead for the Triplets since it was 9-8 in the first half. 15-2 run, and they lead it against Power.
Yeah, just a veteran player. Once that ball is live or rebound, Joe is really finding the seams in the defense, sprinting behind the three-point line, and then when, hey, he's in his bag right here. It's over. He's unguardable in those situations. And look at him here, sprint behind the three-point line. Alexander's late. If you late, paying the bill, you're gonna have to wash the dishes.
How about this? Joe Johnson with 31 of the 47 for the Triplets.
You were wondering, you know, was Joe gonna get any help? And he's saying at this point, he doesn't need much help. He's got that look in his eye where he thinks he can win this game on his own.
Joe Johnson, Avery, 12 of 28 shooting. The rest of the Triplets are a combined 6 of 23. But here they are now. They've climbed back and a 2-point lead. And we'll see the answer that's coming from Nancy Lieberman and Power.
Yeah, and we'll see once the Power is back on offense what kind of decisions Coach Lieberman's going to make. But in this situation, I wonder if she's just thinking, I can't let Joe Johnson beat me. Somebody else got to at least attempt this next shot.
He's sitting on 31. The Big 3 record is 33. Will Bynum with Bivouac in 2019 out in Chicago. Out of the timeout. Mobley to Alexander was held up and fouled by Anderson.
Cute play. Nice set play, what we call a horns down or a down screen. They were anticipating the switch, so it was a little bit of a slip on Alexander's part, but also a smart play defensively, not just to allow him to have the easy layup, make him make a free throw.
Now this puts the Triplets in the penalty, so Alexander gets a 2-point shot that could tie the game. Remember, point game for the Triplets. We're tied. But now, it's the Triplets.
Somebody predicted this.
Power gets the ball, excuse me.
They get the ball back.
Power, chance to win it.
Oh!
ISO Joe stole
ISO
it.
Joe. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Arms up. Foul on Mobley.
No, I think that foul was on Royce White.
Either way, Power did have a foul to give. Officials conferring, and there it was. Point game. They can win it with a 3 or a 4. Johnson against Mobley.
Catino saying no help.
Moon for the win. And now Power can win now with a 3 or a 4.
This ball has to go to Catino Mobley. He's got to get this ball to Catino Mobley.
Alexander.
You got to get the ball to Catino Mobley.
Here he is, Avery. Fires off the mark. Johnson for the win. They have to stop the game. The buzzer intrudes. But now the reset in a tie game at 47.
Yes, it's all about execution. You know, Nancy Lieberman, we're calling it, wanted the ball to go to Catino. They got it to him. This was entirely too late. You know, I don't even think he's got the shot off in time. But it's too late in the shot clock. You got to get it to him, you know, at 8 to 10 seconds.
Again, point game. First to 50 wins. Must win by 2 in the Big 3.
Now, in this situation, who do you want Catino to try to score a ball on? Is it Moon? Anderson? You want to try to force a switch, Anderson?
Royce White! ISO Joe wants a screen. Fires over White. ISO Joe knocks it down. Another Joe Johnson game winner.
You know, I love to watch movies over and over and over again. Some of my favorite movies. That's a movie with ISO Joe to win the game here in the Big 3. I'll watch that movie every day. Wow. He's just unbelievable.
This was the main event. It lived up to every piece of the billing.
Yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat. The fans were really into it. You talking about giving fans their money's worth.
Sean Sally with ISO Joe.
ISO Joe, you put on a show.
Gotta do what we gotta do to win, man.
I know, but you seem really tense right now.
Nah, I just love competition. You know, this team has obviously gave us, you know, problem over the years. Adding a few guys. We knew it was gonna be a tough battle, but the stronger man won tonight. We came out with a win.
Okay, I don't know. Was it 32 points or something like that you had at a whole 50?
I don't know, man. We just hoop whatever it takes. Whatever I got to score to do it, let's do it. Let's go.
All right, great job.
Champ is here. The champ is here. All right,
champ. See you later.
He is the champ. It feels like it. In the Big 3, no one has scored more than 34. Joe Johnson, Avery with a Big 3 record here in Game 2. They avenge their only loss in team history to Power. And look at Lisa Leslie.
Man, we should create like a Big 3 belt. You know, in the WWE, you have the belts. Joe should have a belt. Man, this is just such total disrespect not to be up closer to Joe Johnson in that situation.
Spider with Lisa Leslie.
Lisa, that was close.
That was beyond close. You know what? Power, coached by Nancy Lieberman, great team. They fought hard, but I kept telling my team, hang in there, stay focused. We're going to figure a way out. Joe was struggling early, and then some of our guys were not knocking down shots, but it was our defense. We got some defensive stops, and all we needed to do was keep chipping away.
And get Joe the ball.
And then, hey, ISO Joe, he does what he does. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's going to be the MVP again. And that's why we're going to win again.
All right, so last year was one thing. This year, again, you got your ring. Joe looks like he's in tip-top position.
He is in tip-top shape. And the great thing about him, listen, John, Joe is always the first one in the gym. He's the one doing yoga. He's riding a bike for 20 minutes. He comes in shooting extra shots. I schedule extra practice. Joe's there. It's that type of leadership. And then the rest of the guys just follow. They really do. It's been great.
Okay, so you got USA basketball, WNBA basketball. You're going to tell me that the Big Three is the best you coach and you've seen.
I love coaching these men because it's not that I'm teaching them something new. I just try to give them an edge to help make them better. They respect me and I respect them. And at the end of the day, you know, John, basketball is basketball.
Great job, Coach.
Thank you.
See you later.
Hi, Mom. Many blessings to Martell Bland family. God bless you. Morningside High. Thank you.
That's right. Inglewood, California, Lisa Leslie and the Triplets winners in a thrilling Game 2. Just unbelievable stuff here at Orleans Arena. Ed Cohen back with Avery Johnson. The Triplets in that game on an 18-4 run, and they get a record 34 from the MVP from 2 years ago, Joe Johnson. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, and we were hyping this game. Start dating back to even before the season started. We hyped this second week game, and this matchup lived up to the hype. And Joe Johnson was special. I agree with Lisa Leslie. Got off to a slow start. But, hey, man, my heart's beating. My heart's palpitating even more because Joe Johnson got me up out of my seat with that game-winning three-point shot.
Hey, Lisa, I don't know if she meant to do it, but a little early declaration. We're going to win the title. Joe's going to win the MVP. It's only week 2, but the Triplets, again, are looking the part like they did 2 years ago.
So what Lisa's saying is they're going to be celebrating in the Atlantis, in the Bahamas. Is that what she's saying?
I think so.
Well, we should be there. We want Ice Cube. Let's call Ice Cube. I'm working in semifinals. Let's work the finals, Ed.
I think the other 11 teams, they hope to have something to say about it, but that was a thrilling game. Katina Mobley was excellent. Royce White got to early foul trouble, but they found a way. The Triplets did at the end. Joe Johnson, 6-game winners last year in the Big 3, has 2 already.
Yeah, there was some of the others like Jamario Moon and Anderson's defense to slow down Katino Mobley because he only had 9 points in the second half.
Well, the Triplets take Game 2 from Vegas. For Avery Johnson, John Sally, our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. Don't forget, there's one more Big 3 game left, starting now on Triller and Fight. Coming up next on CBS, the LPGA Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports in association with the Big 3.